This is the story of a girl who has just crossed the threshold of youth, so she is very much interested in boys and now she wants to be intimate with someone, and when she does not find anyone she gives herself pleasure and gives herself pleasure. We see that Alicia is a student in a Catholic school, so she is told again and again that doing all this before marriage is absolutely wrong and it is a sin in the eyes of God. But Alice could not resist anymore and she gives herself pleasure. But while doing this she was not able to understand whether all this is right or wrong. Hello friends, welcome to our new video. In today's video we are going to tell about a romantic drama film, and the name of this film is Yes, God Yes. At the beginning of the story we see Alice in high school, where punishment is given, like if a boy does not wear a belt then he is punished, and the school people always take the measurement of girls' skirts to ensure that their skirts are not too short so that girls do not wear short skirts. If a girl wears a short skirt then only she is punished. After this we see in the classroom. Here a teacher is teaching the students and his name is Father Murphy. He is teaching all of them about sexuality. Here he explains to them that any boy or girl should be intimate only when they are married, and they should be intimate only with their partner, and if they are intimate with someone other than their partner then it will be considered a sin in the eyes of God. Whoever does this will be punished by God because God has watched us all the time, so we should never go against God. After the class is over, Eliza leaves her class. At this time her friend meets her. Her best friend's name was Laura. Laura tells her that she is fed up with the rules here. Laura used to think that being intimate is not a sin, so she found all these rules useless. After this Laura asks if masturbation is also a sin. Alice says no. Laura says that we all know that we all do this. Alice tells Laura that watching the scene of Titanic in which the hero and heroine were having sex is also a sin. Laura says that according to the rules here, that is also a sin. After getting a little scared, Alice goes to her house. Here we see that Alice is alone in her house because Alice was the only child of her parents and she had no brother or sister, and her parents were always busy working. When Alice is working in her house, she chats with someone on her computer. While chatting, she gets a call from someone. A message comes from an unknown man in which the man and his wife were getting intimate and both of them are nude in the picture. When Alice sees this photo, she gets very shocked. She quickly takes her eyes off the picture. But after getting a little scared, she looks at the picture again. Then the man messages Alice and asks her in his old style who she is and where she is from. Here she tells him her wrong name. She wanted to talk to that man. After this the man asks him, "Do you have any photo of yourself?" Alice, without giving it much thought, sends a picture of her friend to the man. Their conversations start becoming frequent and gradually turn intimate. Over time, Alice finds herself drawn into these exchanges. One day, while alone, Alice sits at her computer and starts to feel intimate with herself. Suddenly, she feels as if her parents have come home, causing her to quickly shut down her computer. The next day at school, while Alice is talking to her friend, Laura, another girl named Laura approaches them. Laura tells Alice that she has been acting strangely lately and did something at a party that was hard to understand. Alice is puzzled and feels uncomfortable, not knowing what Laura is referring to. Laura then asks why Alice didn't attend her party, to which Alice explains that she went on a trip that changed her life. After their conversation ends, Alice is sitting alone in a corner eating chocolate in a peculiar way, drawing the attention and laughter of some boys. Feeling embarrassed, she leaves the area. As she exits, the girl whose photo Alice accidentally sent to the man online confronts her angrily, accusing Alice of wrongdoing. Alice is confused and feels guilty, unsure how the girl found out. Later, Alice meets with a teacher who advises her that she shouldn't treat her body in such a manner, as it is a gift from God. Alice realizes that the entire school knows about her private activities, making her feel deeply ashamed. She seeks out Father Murphy to confess and explain the situation. Father Murphy tells her that her actions are wrong and advises her to seek forgiveness from God. He suggests, "Go to the church, pray, and ask for forgiveness." Alice follows his advice, going to the church to pray. She feels her mind is troubled and decides to join the college trip where she hopes to gain spiritual insight. On the trip, she encounters Laura, who is there for fun rather than spiritual reasons, focusing on a boy she keeps watching. During the trip, everyone arrives at a camp where they will be staying. Nina, the camp leader, informs everyone that phones and watches are not allowed to keep their focus on the camp activities. Alice hides her phone but turns in her watch. The campers are divided into groups, with Alice's group being led by Krish. Alice is pleased with this arrangement. Father Murphy arrives and tells everyone, "Over the next 4 days, you will experience various ups and downs in life, which will be incredibly helpful for your future. Each person is given a paper with different moods listed. Father Murphy instructs them to select the mood they have recently felt. Alice accidentally selects turn on, as she had recently felt that way and wanted intimacy. Fearing embarrassment if others find out, she tries to erase the mark quickly, but when that fails, she crosses it out and submits the paper. Nina steps forward to make her confession, sharing that she once thought her parents loved her younger sister more, but after being at the camp, she realized that her parents love her too. Her heartfelt confession resonates with everyone. That night, Alice plays a game on her phone but soon realizes she should silence it. However, as her phone vibrates, she feels pleasure from the sensation. When she notices a cross in the room, she feels it is wrong to do this in its presence and stops. The next day, during a forest hike, Alice deliberately injures herself to attract Krish's attention. Her plan succeeds, and Krish helps her to a cabin where he takes good care of her. Nina later arrives and announces that everyone should come outside for a group photo. While they are talking, Nina hears Alice's phone vibrating. When she checks the phone, she finds some suspicious content and becomes angry. Nina confronts Alice, saying, "You lied to me." Later, during the group photo session, Father Murphy scolds Alice, saying, "You lied again and broke the camp rules. Therefore, you will be punished." Her punishment is to clean the entire camp. While cleaning, Alice comes across a computer in Father Murphy's room. With no one around, she seizes the opportunity to turn it on and begins chatting about intimate topics. She suddenly hears someone approaching and quickly shuts down the computer, leaving the room. As she exits, she runs into Nina, who sternly says to her, "Everyone is saying that you have a lot of desires," and with that, Nina leaves. 3 days have passed since everyone has been at the camp. One day, Father Murphy arrives and announces, "Someone has used my computer and engaged in chat. It would be in your best interest to tell me who used the computer." However, no one admits to it. Father Murphy warns that God sees everything and can deliver punishment. Father Murphy interviews each child individually to find out who used the computer. When it's Alice's turn, Father Murphy tells her that the college is holding discussions, and everyone knows she circled turn on her paper. Alice makes excuses, claiming that many rumors have been spread at the college, and she doubts that her friends did anything wrong. She tries to prove herself as a good girl and leaves after her conversation with Father Murphy. Later, while cleaning, Alice encounters a classmate who had spread rumors about her. She tells him that he needs to clarify that there's nothing between them and that the rumors are false. The boy responds that he knows nothing about it. Father Murphy then arrives and takes the boy away. Alice looks through a window and sees Nina kissing a boy, and then they become intimate. Shocked, Alice starts using the broom she's holding to pleasure herself. Afterward, she goes to Laura and tells her about Nina's actions. Laura doesn't believe Alice and accuses her of always thinking about such things. Laura humiliates Alice, saying she has never seen a girl like her and refuses to talk to her from now on. Furious, Alice finds the boy's bracelet that he had previously used to tarnish her reputation. She places the bracelet near Father Murphy's computer to make it seem like it was used by the person who was chatting on the computer. She then heads to Father Murphy's room. Father Murphy turns on the computer and starts watching an adult movie while masturbating. Alice is both astonished and enraged by this and leaves the room. Feeling that everyone has hidden something within themselves and that everyone has desires, Alice goes to Krish and starts kissing him. Krish reciprocates, but they both gradually become intimate. Suddenly, Krish realizes that this is wrong and runs away. Alice, lost in these thoughts, finds herself walking on deserted roads at night, leaving the camp where everyone is enjoying a bonfire. She reaches a place where she meets a woman named Gina. Gina shares her story of having once been Catholic but leaving it all behind due to constant guilt and fear. Gina explains that she decided to move away from these things. Alice feels that Gina understands her problems and shares that she saw a scene in the movie Titanic where the actors were intimate, but she was told that she would go to hell for such actions. Gina explains that these feelings are normal and that people often hide them, but it doesn't matter how the world views them. Gina advises Alice to leave the camp and enroll in another college. Alice returns to the camp and finds that the boy's bracelet is displayed publicly, proving that he used Father Murphy's computer for chatting. Laura and Alex apologize to Alice for misunderstanding her earlier. Father Murphy also encourages everyone to share their experiences and express how they felt about the camp. The boy, whose bracelet Alice placed in Father Murphy's room, admits his mistake and feels ashamed. Alice is surprised that the boy confessed, even though she hadn't done anything. Alex realizes that the boy admitted guilt because he knew someone else was responsible for the chats. When Alice takes the microphone, she states that everyone has their own secrets and people often put on a facade in front of others. She says that everyone should follow the rules and fear God. Alice then turns on her computer and starts looking for information on her new college. The next day at college, Alice meets Krish. He tells her he feels very uncomfortable, and Alice tries to comfort him as much as possible. She suggests they forget what happened and remain good friends. Krish is happy, and Alice goes to Barty. Alice mentions seeing a man at the camp who was watching porn and masturbating on his computer. Father Murphy ignores this and advises Alice to pray to God and seek forgiveness for her actions. Alice returns home and watches the same scene from Titanic. She pleasures herself while watching the scene, and the movie ends here. If you like this story, please like and subscribe to my channel for more stories like this. See you in the next video.